Okay, so you guys generally seem to prefer the videos where I'm in them somewhere. You don't seem to really care for the ones that are just me taking pictures of the animals or of projects. So I'm not exactly sure how to show you this room without and have you actually pay attention to it. So this is our freezer room. We have our little freezer and our big freezer, and this is also one of my storage shelves. And this is my wheat grinder, my steamer juicer, tallow and lard, my gardening basket. I don't know if you can still see good. My little oven that I use in the summer to cook with. So we cook downstairs here in the basement in that little tiny oven. I don't know if you can see it in the summer, so we're not heating the house up. My dehydrator. And then at the bottom I have empty jars, I have onions, I have my cheese making kit, and up here I have my propane attachment for my wood stove, and these are onions. So what I wanted to show you is our wheat grinder. So this is it. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. Anyway. You have to be really careful to keep them covered, because if you get rocks in there, it will destroy your wheat grinder. You don't want rocks in there. You never ever grind feed or wheat or corn or anything that was meant as animal feed, because they don't always get all the rocks and stuff out. It needs to be for animal feed. And you don't ever want to grind it, just the stones together. So my arm is killing me. Anyway, so we have it set up on a table, but we need to anchor it to the wall. And what I wanted to go through is the way that we buy food storage. So our income is such that we are below the poverty line. Not that that really says much. And there's our hot pack canner. So we're below the poverty line, quite low below the poverty line, according to, you know, whatever government thing you like to listen to. Let's see, more food storage. Now, when I have a friend or something that's getting rid of old stuff that's not good for anything, I take their food storage and feed it to animals. Like with pigs, like beans, you have to make sure you cook them first, because they're actually poisonous if they're whole and raw. So this is our room. On the bottom we have salt, and then we have this. My kids have been, instead of me putting things up, I've been having my kids bring it downstairs, so they've got things in the wrong shelves. But this is our light, our candlelight type candle wicks, things that I've made that are for lights. This is my crock shelf for vinegar and beans and stuff like that. And I've got so much tallow, that's it's kind of creeping. Vinegar, and then we do keep hard liquor, because it's good for using as what's it called, sterilizing things. And emergency packs or bug out bags, whatever you want to call it. This is my husband's, and it folds out into a cot that you can sleep on, and it's lovely. It's actually my backpack, but I gave it to my husband because it's bigger than what I need. And this is mine, and I will do a tutorial on that sometime. But the reason I wanted to show you my storage room, you can put vitamins. We do have stocked up vitamins. The reason I wanted to talk to you about this is because I wanted to explain to you how it is that we can afford to do this. And what we do is that I have $100 a week that is my grocery budget. Anything that we don't need to buy, I will then spend on food storage. And so one of these bags of wheat would cost me about $10 to $15 at our local, it's kind of like a Costco, I guess. It's called Winco. And you can buy things in bulk, so it's way cheaper. And so if I only spend $50 on groceries, then that other $50 I spend on things that are storage items. And it means that I have my very own little grocery store in my basement. And one thing you need to be sure of is that you block out all sunlight to your cold room. because the sun will come in and it'll heat your room up. And also it's good for, not necessarily good for people around you to necessarily know how much stuff you have. And what I do is I take my dry bulk goods and put them in donut glaze buckets. We go to our local Smith's food store and go to the bakery, and they sell us these buckets for $1 a piece. They used to give them away for free when we first started doing this, but now it's $1 a piece. So you wash them in the bathtub, and then you make sure they dry thoroughly. And I like to put them in little Ziploc bags that are like for 1 month's use. And that way when you open the bucket, you're not exposing everything to the air and to bugs, you're just pulling a little bag out. So that's how we did ours, and every time we had family or friends that was getting rid of stuff, we took it and we put it in buckets and everything. And these are my herbs. More grinders and canning jar lids. You put them on a string so they are kind of out of your way. And then these are our convenience foods. Most of what's down here is just bulk, but these are convenience foods. And you can just take cheese and leave it in the packaging and put it in a cool place, and it will just age. This is cheddar from our local cheese maker, and it will continue to age. But like mozzarella, which doesn't have the same kind of culture, it's meant to be eaten fresh, that needs to be put in the freezer. Anyway, so we have boxes of canning lids that we keep, so we can do canning if we decide we want to. And anyway, yeah, that's how we do it. And that is our room. You can see it's not terribly tidy because I use it every day. This is where I go to get my groceries. If I need something, I just walk downstairs and it's there. And then this room, sorry, my basement, we're not down here a lot. This, I don't know if you can see it. This is where I keep our water and our toilet paper storage and our Zir pot. This is our Zir pot, and it's a refrigeration system that works without power. It runs off of evaporative cooling. So we've got, I don't know how many hundreds of gallons of water we have back here. We have small ones that are my favorite back there. And those ones are easy to use and to haul upstairs. So there's that. And I will do a tutorial on the Zir pot. What you do is you take, and you have 2 terracotta pots that are unglazed. 2 terracotta pots, one inside the other. Darn it, I'm going to turn that light on. Okay, so 2, one inside the other. And in this space here you put sand. And then you take water and make that sand damp. And then you put your vegetables or your milk or your insulin, whatever it is, you put it inside the pot. And then you put a moist towel over the top. And all you have to do is recharge that water so that it stays damp. And it will refrigerate whatever is in this pot. So that's a Zir pot. And then this, wow, it looks terrible. This is our actual cold storage room. Potatoes. It's February, middle of February, and you can see we have some that are sprouting, but most are not. And all these boxes of that. And I have storage of soap that I use for making my own laundry soap. Lots of borax, lots of washing soda, light bulbs, more toilet paper. And that is the hose that we use to fill up our water tanks. You want a food grade hose that is only used for that one purpose. And then we have a camp cooker, this here, inside that's for propane, so that when we're canning we can do that. And anything liquid that you have on the floor needs to be up on cardboard. You don't want it on concrete floor or dirt floor because you get you start to have problems with moisture seepage. And I think that's it. So if what you want to do is try to be self-sufficient and yet you want to do it on a budget, then that's what I do. I fill up on my food storage by scrounging, and Like, I don't buy Ziploc, well, I do buy Ziploc bags, but I don't like buy the Ziploc containers. I use things like mason jars because you can sterilize them and that kind of thing. So, on $100 a week for groceries, we spend about $50 on groceries, and the other $50 we use on food storage. So, I can't really think of anything else to say. So we will close that one.